having stipulations on what you want your girl to wear when you're dating her and she's going out without you, that's all fine and dandy. But like when you choose the girl you want to be with, how is she dressing when you chose her? Was she wearing the outfits you don't want her wearing now, or was she wearing the outfits that you want your girl to be wearing? Because that's the thing, is if you don't want your girl to be looking a type of way when she's out without you, then you should be going after girls who are dressing the type of way that already resembles the woman that you want to be with. Right? You shouldn't get with a woman and then start saying, oh, you're dressing too sexy to get attention. You went after a girl who dresses like that for herself. She probably wasn't even seeking your attention, and she got your attention because she's so beautiful in the outfit she's wearing. And if it's too revealing for you to feel comfortable to date her, like, choose the women who are the women that you want to have in a relationship already. Not the woman that you want because she looks good in that outfit, and then when you get her, you want to control how she dresses, because that's why the narrative does not work out that way. That's why those relationships don't work out, because we all go through phases. We dress any type of way we want to dress during different seasons of our lives, you know what I mean? And it's not for anything other than our own feeling of confidence at that time. I don't go after men who are wearing oversized clothing. I don't think it's cute. I don't think it's attractive. I don't want him to represent me and who I am when I'm going out with him in that kind of a way. But I wouldn't date someone because I like who he is and I'm like, oh, you look really cool, I don't want to date you now, and then ask him to change how he dresses when I have him. Because he was who he was before I asked him to be involved in my life. Being involved in my life is like a privilege. It's like a privilege for both of us. It's I'm inviting you to come be a participant in my already fulfilled life. I'm not inviting you to come in and then making you change to be able to fit into my life. Does that make sense? So you should date the person who already is the person that you want. And if you realize, oh, I went after the girl who's wearing the outfits that I don't want her to wear when she's out without me. Well, that's because your cycle is that you're choosing girls who dress away, and then you get mad if she continues to dress that way when you're in a relationship because she should change. However, other girls are still dressing the type of way that caught your attention. So how is that going to make her feel, knowing that even when you go out dressed to the whatever that you're dressed as, right? As a male, you don't really dress too revealing. How is it going to make her feel when you're controlling her on how she looks, yet she knows that you go after girls who dress the way that she was dressing in the first place? A woman will be who she is in a relationship and not in a relationship, and she will evolve just as a man should evolve. We should all constantly be bettering ourselves, be growing as individuals, be realizing maybe I dressed really weird or maybe I dressed too revealing. I want to change up my look. We go through phases, but you shouldn't date somebody. I once had a guy, and apparently he was like a Pentecostal dude or something of that sort, and he wanted to start talking to me. I didn't know about him being a Pentecostal. I wore all the outfits I wore. I wore jeans with holes in it. I wore cute tops. And when he was interested in trying to pursue me as a relationship and not just date me, he was like, well, you can't wear bikinis. Like, then why are you talking to somebody who wears bikinis? You need to talk to somebody who already resembles the woman that you want, not the woman that you want because she dresses a type of way and then control how she looks while you still lust after the woman who dressed the other type of way. You have internal stuff to work on. Go after the woman who is the woman that you want now, not the woman who has the potential of who you want them to be when you're with them. People have to be who they want to be when you're with them. You can't just expect them to change or train them into being the perfect partner, because if you have to train someone on how to be a perfect partner for you, they are actually not a good match. If you're pursuing somebody and when you have them, all of a sudden you want them to do all of these things and change all these things about them, you pursue the person that you want, but not the person that you want in a relationship. And you need to do some internal work to make those two things match and align together, because until you can see that you are actually lusting after people who are this way, who dress this way, but when you have them, you don't like that anymore because you don't think that that's how they should be anymore. They should be this way. That's because you're pursuing after the wrong relationships, and then you're controlling those relationships. You know what I mean? And you're never going to find a healthy dynamic in a relationship until you realize that you are actually the one who's lusting after this type of woman. And when you have this type of woman, you get mad at her for being this type of woman. You know? date the woman that you want and stop looking for the woman that represent who someone is when they're out without their man and who you want your person to be without you, right? Because there are girls that are out there single as a Pringle, beautiful as ever, but they aren't wearing the revealing clothes, and they are the ones that you aren't paying attention to. Probably because you need to do some inner work to be able to be aligned with that kind of a woman, because she's, you know, she's there. You're just going after the same girls and then telling them to change. That's not ever going to work.